Welcome to Reflections, a program where we discuss values and virtues for the transformation of the individual and the society in general. I am Father George Ehusani, and I have with me in the studio today Brother Albert Nzanaboliba. Is it
Nzanaboliba?
Nzanaboliba. This is a Rwandan name. I mean, those long Rwandan names.
It's a sentence.
It's a sentence. What's the sentence? What does it say?
It means I'm expecting to see good things happening.
I am expecting to see good things happen. Nzanaboliba. Congratulate me for that.
Thank you. You are done well.
Yeah. So, Brother Albert is the principal of the Maris International University College at Karen, Nairobi, Kenya. The Maris International University College hosts the Terra Psycho-Spiritual Institute. And so we have had a long relationship. I've known Brother Albert since 2013, right?
Yeah.
And we have been relating since then, and he has contributed enormously to the development of the Psycho-Spiritual Institute owned by Terra, which is housed at the Maris Institute. Now, Brother Albert is a psychology teacher, is a spiritual director, teacher, spiritual direction teacher, and he's here today, and I thought it's an opportunity to discuss the issue of stress, brother.
Yeah.
The issue of stress. In recent times in this country, Nigeria, we have had a number of people committing suicide.
Oh, sorry.
Pity, yeah. I have heard of more suicides in the last 1 year than I've heard in the last 20, 30 years.
Yeah. We do have such cases in Nairobi.
In Nairobi too, okay. And then mental illness is becoming a major challenge. And today there is an urgent concern and serious concern over the mental health of our people. And one of the things that tend to drive people crazy is the level of stress. People are living with stress, abiding stress. Stress at work, stress at home, stress in marital life, stress in just coping with finances or the lack of finances, job or lack of job, stress every day. And as we had in the workshop that we attended today, that the level of the stress hormones of the average person is very high, on account of which people are going down with high blood pressure, heart attack, strokes, diabetes, arthritis, ulcers. Now,
some they even end up committing suicide.
Some end up committing suicide. Some get so frustrated, so stressed out that they cannot cope.
Yeah.
And then they break down into depression and then committing suicide. Brother, the question is it possible to live, I can't say stress-free, but how can we live lives with reduced stress level in today's fast-changing society with all the materialism, the desire to accumulate this and accumulate that, and you can never have enough? How can we live lives of reduced stress, lives with lower pace of movement is it possible?
I would start by saying that we are moving from a traditional Africa where things were quite very easy to afford, like eating natural fruits and crops from the gardens, and people were living.
Life was more simple.
Very simple. But today, with all the technologies around us and the developments in the cities, even the villages today, have made us to be very much concerned about we are surviving the society. And this is making everybody trying to catch up.
Driving everybody crazy.
Crazy, yeah. You see people in the streets of Abuja or
Lagos or Nairobi.
People, even the way walking, going to catch the bus or even to the church, when you see in their faces, you can see there is a lot of stress in them because there is time factor involved, but also there are so many of the threats. If you are late for job, I mean, late hours.
Yeah, yes.
If you miss
The bus
or
the
the train. So everybody is in this situation of trying to adjust to the realities of the society today. And that makes everybody to be crazy on the roads,
the way people are driving
crazy.
like mad.
Yeah. Even not only the cars, look at the motorbikes.
Oh, that
causing
one is
accidents.
That one is another department.
Yeah, it's about stress. It's about stress because of people want to meet
Targets.
Yeah. And they can't stop. I mean, actually, the other thing is we tend to compare with one another. Comparisons. And this is leading us nowhere.
Okay, my neighbor has this kind of car. I want to buy a car like that. He has this kind of house. I want to buy that kind of house.
The parents stressing the kids, you need to get A's, 5 A's in your national exam.
So not only the parents are stressed, but putting pressure on the children.
Yeah, that is happening. Yeah, the same with even the schools. You see here in Abuja, I'm from the Marist community.
Yes.
You know, we have
you run so many schools, yes.
But I can imagine the stress the brothers they have to compete with other institutions.
Yes.
Because they want to be among the top 10 or the top 5.
Yes.
So the pressure comes not only from within,
but from without.
From without, yeah. And you don't have any choice than to run that madness within you.
So a lot of people believe they don't have choice in this rat race to catch up.
Yeah, because if they want to live in a society where they are not left out, where they can go to the rhythm of the successful ones.
That is what society calls success, right?
Somebody who can afford to go to university, for example, but not everybody can go to university. You can finish your primary school, secondary school, and start
live reasonable lives.
Yeah, reasonable life and a business that can make you a living, a good living. Even being able to share the little you have with the people around you. Mm-hmm. But now people, because the society is a kind of collective situation, context where we tend to compare with each other and to go the rhythm of the successful ones. And most of the time we don't manage.
Yeah, but when you even say to go the rhythm of the successful ones, I'm querying the concept of success. Is it not often limited to certain areas of life?
It's a perception. It's a perception because somebody has a car, you think he is successful. And yet you don't know that probably he has not slept the whole night. Or he's taking drugs morning till evening.
Yes.
But you see him in the car, you think he's successful and you want to be like him. So you want to also to be taking those drugs he takes every day. Also to be able to... so when you tend to compare with somebody else, you are on the losing side.
Hey, every time you want to compare to somebody else, you're on the losing side.
Yeah.
Because there are two different people, two different circumstances. It can never be the same.
One thing very important is to have this kind of oneself. I mean, what is called in psychology unconditional
acceptance,
self-acceptance,
unconditional self-acceptance.
Yeah, the way God made me, and as Psalm 139 says, "So you knit me together in my mother's womb."
Yes.
A marvel.
Yes.
In the eyes of everybody.
Yeah. So I am not like Mike, I'm not like David, I'm not like Francis.
Yeah.
I am George.
Yeah.
And a unique George, not like the other George there.
Yeah.
So I can't compare myself to somebody else.
That is one. The other thing, that the mistake people make is that they tend to not to accept life as it is. Mm-hmm. It should be also unconditional life acceptance. Meaning, okay, I'm not gifted to do universities, but I can run a business.
Yeah.
and probably make a living and even support my community.
And I am a success at that level. I am a success.
Yeah. Accepting life as it is. And it is amazing to see people who have, they're physically challenged.
Who accept themselves.
Who accept them the way they are. You see them with a smile on the face. And what they can do, it's amazing.
By the way, talking about handicapped people with a smile people on the face, at the workshop we had earlier in the day, you spoke about a research that came out about children, that children are able to smile 500 times in one day. 500 times in one day, but that many adults may not succeed in smiling once in a day. And that's the difference between the stress level of a child and the stress level. Tell us more about it.
Actually, the children, according to the research, the first maturation of the body is around the face. And normally the newborn baby, you see the face is attractive.
Yes.
It's attractive. And start by the sucking reflex. And then around 9 months, he can see and identify different people.
And
then you can see the smile is there.
It just lights up.
Yeah. And then he smiles even to the one who is going to give him or her poison.
Yes.
Because it is in the face. And then the child keeps it for long. He lives positively. And most of the time, the kids, they don't show that smile because there's nobody to smile at.
Smile back, okay.
Yeah. So, but when he sees the person,
smiling,
the smile comes.
The child smiles.
So the muscles are relaxed. And then you are happy to see him, and then you play with the child, and then you feed the child, you do whatever is needed.
And then the adult
responds positively.
Many adults.
The adults, the findings, they say that some adults, they spend the whole day without a smile.
Which is tragic.
Yeah. That's what we see in the cities around here.
People spend a whole day without a smile. And I read somewhere that if you spend a whole day without a smile, that day is wasted. That day is a pity, wasted. And you have so many reasons we should smile. The weather. It is bright outside. It is warm. Some of us, I come from Central Africa, I know it is a very warm, challenging weather here I'm facing. But I have to open the eyes. The people are here and enjoying it. Let me join them and enjoy the weather as they enjoy it. I mean, to be able to be very much appreciative of what is around me, and then that brings a smile. That's gratitude. There's one monk, Brother David Standel Rast, who gave a TED talk on gratitude, and he speaks about being grateful for every given moment. That every moment is a gift, and that life will be beautiful if we learn to give. To be grateful for every moment. Meaning, as you said, for the sunlight, for the wind, for the neighbor. Because if the world were me alone, it would be horrible. That there's another person that I can see. So to wake up and see somebody else is a gift. Something worth smiling for about.
You are quoting such a great man. I can also think of Meister Eckhart.
Meister Eckhart, yes. The power.
He says that if the only prayer you have ever said in your life is thank you,
it's a powerful prayer.
That will be enough for your heaven, to get to heaven. So the gratitude is an attitude that brings relaxation to oneself. And I'm also very happy to hear Pope Francis saying the 3 keywords for family, peaceful family. Please.
Thank you. I am sorry.
And please. And I'm sorry.
Yes.
All that brings a smile on somebody. Say, thank you. You don't even need to mention what for, but just thank you, it will be enough.
Yes.
So we need to let people, what can we suggest to people to live a positive living without much stress. First of all, to get up in the morning, to be grateful to God.
Get up in the morning and be grateful. Be grateful to God first of all.
A new day. You look outside, you see the sun has risen. It means another chance to live and to socialize with my people.
And endless opportunities for a new day.
A new day. And go to, in the evening when you see what you have done.
Thank you.
To open the eyes and you know, when you do conscious examination from the morning what you have gone through, you certainly see God's hands in all that you have gone through. And that brings a smile on your face. And most of us, we find ourselves standing and jumping and singing and playing keyboards, guitar, because we have seen God along the way.
So the one of the challenges we have, and we had discussed it earlier in the day at our workshop, the rat race, as you mentioned. Too many people are in need, want too many things. I won't say they need, but too many people want too many things. And because we want too many things, we fill our day with so much. The desire, what we said about desire and attachment. Desire for this, desire for that, desire for that. The day is jammed, packed. Even people are not having enough sleep, and so on and so forth. So the stress level is very high. What can you say to our people so that they recognize that small is beautiful, that a simple life is what will make people happy, not this crowded life, and also what people call wealthy life. That wealth doesn't have to be about money. It doesn't have to just be about property, about cars and buildings. That to touch people positively is a lot of wealth. I'm
thinking when it comes to desire, I'm a bit on two sides. Probably the wrong desires, and because I'm from the Ignatian spirituality, where in the contemplation, it's all about what is your strongest desire. The deepest desire. As you read Isaiah 26 verse 8, that says, to your memory, in your name, are our soul's desire. That's the good thing.
I mean Psalm 42 and Psalm 63. My soul is longing. That's desire.
It's a good thing. It's
like
good
the
thing.
deer running for
running stream.
Desiring running stream. So my soul is desiring. So that's not the kind of
It's
desire I'm
good
talking
thing.
about. I'm talking about materialistic desire.
Now coming to that aspect, I just wanted to make that distinction. The materialist desires, it's about something that you cannot quench. I mean that first of all, material things, because there will certainly be new things every day. If you want to feed your eyes, your stomach with new things, you end up having ulcers in the stomach, because you have to choose. What do you consume? McDonald's junk food, or boiled yams or potatoes and soup? That is natural. So people, they live long lives because they choose well what they feed themselves with. So because the wrong desires, ice cream, I want to drink this type of wine, this type of spirit, these are the wrong things, because they are made to destroy us, and they were not aware of the consequences in the long term. So it's good we make good choices.
We need to choose. Of all the millions of attractions and things that are calling for attention, we need to choose.
And that is what the concept you're talking about, attachment and detachment. And this will require a level of willpower. From the psychological point of view, I know a psychologist called Roberta Sajoli, when it talks about the will is divine. It is divine. People, they don't know, but it is divine. The will to do good to yourself and to do good to others. It is divine.
It is divine.
So, in this detachment, there is a need of God to help me to choose the right thing and to be able to say, I'm free. After all, I'm free. I have not chosen this one. I chose this one.
And I'm comfortable with it.
Comfortable with it. And that removes a lot of stress in me. I think we need to tell our people to pray, to ask God that will that comes from God. The will to detach from this and this. To be able to die to some of the things that have been holding on, because if I want to live a new life, I can't continue with the old life.
Some things have to die. If some new things have to grow.
Yeah. And God is in the process. It's not my making. God, the will to change, to embrace a good life, a renewed life, it's God's making. So when I pray, God comes to my help, and I'm able to choose the right thing.
Talking about choosing the right things and being satisfied with what I have, because we are discussing stress and stress levels and high stress levels that are killing people. In Africa, many African countries, including Nigeria, you have today heightened materialism, heightened consumerism. And many preachers, many church leaders and preachers today are not helping matters. Media, advertisement industry, they are not helping matters. People are being literally coerced into buying this and having and acquiring and possessing. And there are few preachers who are saying, it's okay. It's okay. You don't have to have that. You don't have to have that. Instead, many preachers are saying it's your right as a child of God to have the best, to have all. How do we approach this problem?
I'm always from the spiritual perspective. One thing is clear from Abraham, for example. Say, leave your country
and go.
Detach yourself. I think he was living in a very nice place.
Yes.
But he went to the mountains of Jerusalem, and that is where he belonged. To depend on God. God who will supply everything. So the point is that when people preach the gospel of prosperity, Jesus preached to us the gospel of detachment, to go to Jerusalem, because that's the place for the prophets. So it is wrong to preach the gospel of prosperity because
and link it to Jesus Christ. Because that's not what Jesus Christ preached.
We are not saying the good things that have come along the way, like the good roads here in Abuja, or the flights, or whatever technology that is available is bad. No. But what for? Purpose. If I have to use it, do I need them, first of all? So I have to make choices, and then to be able, what for? Do I need it? I don't need it. Okay, I go for the other one. So it's always coming to the question of choosing and strong will to choose well, something that will connect me with God. It's not that I am hungry that I will curse God. No. Actually, it's my hunger that God comes to feed me.
I need a bit of emptiness. I need a bit of emptiness for God to come and fill me. Because in my fullness, I often have no space for God.
That is what's happening. So those preaching the gospel of prosperity, they are taking God away. I mean, to get everything, say that is enough for your living. It is not enough.
And St. Augustine says the Lord has created us for himself and our hearts are restless.
That's it.
So it doesn't matter what you gather.
Yeah.
You will be restless. Your heart will be restless. Yeah.
It's exactly the gospel of this rich man, the man who had a good harvest.
Yes.
He said, sit down, enjoy.
Yes.
And enjoy. Is it out of stress? Actually, he was so empty in himself.
He was so empty.
Because he felt probably that will not be enough to feed that emptiness.
Yes. That is why he had to build more barns.
More barns. So it's about reliance
on God.
On God. Mm-hmm. The providence of God in our lives.
And if we so rely on God, then we can experience the peace that surpasses understanding.
Yeah.
I'd like to bring this segment to an end. We will have to have another segment. I've been speaking with Brother Albert Nzanaboliba from Kenya, who is the principal of the Maris International University College in Karen, Nairobi, Kenya. He's a psychologist, psychology teacher, and spiritual director. And we have been discussing the issue of stress and how to reduce stress by living simply. Brother, it's been wonderful having you.
It was good. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you.
We might come back to the same issue of public funds being spent for the 2019 elections after that election, given what is going on. I don't think lessons have been learned even by those who are prosecuting the perpetrators of the 2015 election fraud. So I worry that those who are prosecuting people who stole public funds to run elections have not taken the lessons from what they are prosecuting others for.
As a Pan-Africanist, nothing has pained me more than this idea of that the North is educationally backward. Because for me, it goes to the core of racism, that black people are accepting, I'm stupid. Yes, I am stupid, lower the mark for me. That's basically what the
so that's what you mean by lack of a sense of shame.
Exactly. How can we as Africans accept that a group of us in a part of Nigeria are saying, yes, we are stupid, yes, we cannot learn, so as a result of that, lower the cutoff mark so that I can pass. This is something that we as a country really needs to say this is unacceptable. We need to be able to say no. There is nothing wrong with the intellect of a northerner. There's nothing wrong with the learning ability of a child in northern Nigeria. What is missing that they don't have the support that they need. And as a country, we should be able to say no. As black people, we're not going to accept that there's a part of this country that says I am stupid, I cannot learn.
Those who have money, or even the very average person, he tries every penny he has, sells his property, and he now says, okay, they've killed the universities here. A-levels aren't even good here. You send your children abroad. You are running a risk.
Seriously.
You are bringing up, children are being raised in an environment that's not your own cultural environment. So they are going to imbibe funny values.
And come back and you don't recognize your own children.
Exactly. Then what investment have you made for your old age? They are out there in that country, and when they see the goodies out there, many of them, they become so skewed, they don't even want to come back. So you are going to have another generation of
Nigerians who cannot relate with Nigeria.
Then successful parents, in quotes, their children have done well academically, and they are going to be left to live their old age in misery and loneliness.
I am Father George Ehusani, and I have with me in the studio once again Brother Albert. Brother Albert came from Nairobi, Kenya, where he's a principal of the Marist International University College, the college that hosts the Terra Leadership Foundation Psycho-Spiritual Institute. Brother Albert, you're welcome once again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. The last time we were discussing stress and how to reduce stress in the society. I'd like us to look at another dimension of that, these causes and sources of stress. Not long ago, towards the end of last year or something, we read about a couple in Kenya, in Nairobi, I don't know, in Kisumu or somewhere.
It was in Kisumu, yeah.
Kisumu, in Kenya, a couple that had a very expensive marriage, and shortly after the marriage, they both committed suicide. What is the story?
Yeah, it is a true story. You know, this couple, they had expected contributions from all those who were invited.
From friends who were invited. They had expected contributions.
Probably they had promises.
Okay.
Yeah. And then they went into expensive wedding.
What did this? Oh, they arrived the venue with helicopter.
Yeah.
Ooh, you know, that must be expensive.
Oh yeah, in helicopter 1 hour is $10,000. 1 hour just to
so
drop
they,
you.
they arranged to arrive the wedding venue with an helicopter.
Yeah. And then you can imagine also
the venue,
things, the venue, all the
ushers, everything, the suits,
everything. But seems that when it came to contributions, I think they did not get.
You mean they may not have had all the money? They were hoping,
yeah,
that people will offset all this bill.
Yeah, and they did not have money for themselves. I mean, to run the whole whatever they had planned. So they thought people would contribute,
and it did not happen.
It did not happen,
and they committed suicide.
It happened, yeah. I think it's during the week.
Oh, with the week after the wedding.
After the wedding, yeah.
This is serious.
So they found themselves in a situation
in heavy indebtedness.
Couldn't.
Heavy indebtedness following the wedding.
Yeah. So they felt betrayed by the friends who promised, and they could not claim anything because just empty promises.
Yeah.
But the whole thing comes from this wrong desire we're talking about. It's kind of
empty,
just creating an image of oneself,
which is not true.
Yeah.
I mean, what does it mean to arrive at your wedding with a helicopter? For what purpose? I mean, to what end? If not vanity. I mean, vainglory, vanity.
That's it. Yeah, just for one day.
For one day. Well, I see even in this country, people, these long limousines.
Yeah.
We have in this country long limousines in Lagos and in Abuja that people hire. They rent those limousines to do their wedding for one day. Mm-hmm. And their normal life, they are using some used Toyota car that, I mean, what difference does it make for you to go and spend millions to rent a limousine?
I happened to be in Tanzania some years ago, and it was a Saturday morning. We just went for morning mass, and we were not expecting to have a wedding ceremony in the church. Then we were told there is a couple here, they want to be blessed.
At 6 a.m. mass?
6 a.m. mass. So we are not prepared, but we sang the mass, and
they were wedded.
They exchanged
they exchanged their vows. And that wedding is as valid as the wedding where they came in with a helicopter.
We were witnesses. We were there.
Yeah. And from point of view of the church, it is valid wedding.
It is valid.
Yeah.
And then after that, they went to do their own business.
Life continues.
Life continued.
Yes.
Make it simple.
And I tell people that there is no difference between that couple that went 6 a.m. and had their wedding and the couple that decides to go at 11 a.m. to the biggest cathedral and arrive in a helicopter or a limousine. There is no difference in their marital life.
Yeah. It's making the wrong choices.
Making the wrong choices. So making the wrong choices driving our people crazy.
As you were talking this morning during the conference, I was very much touched that the fact that you pointed out that there is one of the brain organs called amygdala that is an emotion regulating the fear, and the anger, all that. Huh? And when that is not controlled, it increases and
in size,
and it stops the brain to think.
Yes, the cognitive part of
cognitive part of it, and the thalamus, for example.
Yes.
So now when somebody does not think properly, it means the level of stress is high.
So when the level of stress is high, somebody doesn't
the amygdala
think
has taken
hijacked.
Yeah.
The amygdala has hijacked the
Yeah.
prefrontal cortex of the brain.
So now, in such cases, somebody needs to. There's one of the theories in rational emotive behavior therapy of Albert Ellis that says you need to dispute the irrationality
Within you.
Because it's called A, B, C, D, E theory. And A stands for what you have seen antecedent. People having big weddings, and then
Yes.
you have seen it. And then the B stands for the belief. So that is a good wedding.
Yes.
And that is irrational. If you want to do the same, you are irrational. The C stands for the consequence. And
What is the consequence?
the consequence of the irrationality?
Uh-huh.
The consequences are disastrous. You see, like committing suicide like that. So now, because the emotions are too high and irrationality is there, so you need to dispute. Day one. Is it the only wedding have you seen? I have attended so many other weddings.
Which were not as big as this, were not expensive as this, and they are
people,
valid.
People are faithful to each other. They have
happy.
brought up children. They are happy. So you start disputing the irrationality.
Which is what our people are not doing often.
Yeah.
You know, not long ago, I issued a statement about the shortfall in critical thinking. Our people are lacking critical thinking.
Yeah. Actually, among the what's called the 21st century skills that we need to impart on our people, particularly in schools,
Yes.
critical thinking.
Critical thinking. We lack critical thinking. I mean, somebody desires an expensive wedding, but his salary and the salary of the girl hardly can take them anywhere.
Yeah.
But they want the wedding of millionaires kind of children.
Yeah.
So it's wrong thinking.
It's very wrong, and I think it's about what the church can do. I think probably we're not doing enough
Of course, we're not doing
to
it.
help people dispute the irrationality that is in me. To be able also to control my emotions. You said very well that it's about emotional intelligence.
Yes.
I mean, what is your emotional quotient? People have to pass tests to see if it is lower than the acceptable one. So you need to find how to increase it, because the quotient is low.
Yeah.
So you are likely to act with a lot of emotions and less of
thinking.
Yeah.
Is there something that political leaders, leaders of a country, can do under such circumstances? I mean, leadership is supposed to be visioning. Leadership is supposed to be giving a sense of purpose and meaning to the society. Yeah. Is there something that leaders can do?
What the leaders of the society can do in the villages, for example, to call people to live together, 10 families together, to find time together, to see to all that is may cause problems.
So
in the
even
family.
town planning can help. A better way of planning our settlements.
Yeah. Even the cities. Why can't people living in an estate, for example, have
share together
one day together? For this estate, we have on 2nd February, we shall meet and then have a get together.
Yeah.
So the leaders can help people to come together, to see to all that is coming as threats to the lives of their people,
to discuss them,
to anticipate and to prevent. Don Bosco, one of the great sense of today, Don Bosco says is about preventing things. Pedagogy of preventing. So you put people into a situation where they can see instead of falling into the pit. They can see, and then they see what they can do, and then they are prevented from falling into the pit.
Now, perhaps one of the greatest tragedies of our society is that even the leaders we are talking about cannot see
each other.
No, they can't see the problem. The leaders are involved in the same rat race as the people.
Yeah. But that's why I'm thinking that the leaders, they need to have sociologists. Well, these people, they will certainly give them good advices how to help their people to settle some issues at local levels. So, good advice. A leader, a president of a country or a governor does not have all that it takes.
No.
But he is surrounded by so many advisors, particularly sociologists, anthropologists,
social historians,
historians, economists, and all those people to help really see what is needed for the society to prevent the evils of the 21st century.
As you are talking about leaders and advisors like sociologists, social historians, anthropologists, historians, I'm asking myself, the kind of leaders we have all over the place in this country, do they have that passion beyond the next election? Beyond succeeding in the next election, I'm just asking myself whether our leaders have that passion for the transformation of society and to prevent the coming anarchy, as it were, to prevent destruction of the next generation, to think about the next 25 years, to think about the next 30 years, and plan society accordingly.
Normally, I come from the perspective of appreciative inquiry that tends to be to look at the positive things that can be seen in our leaders.
Yes.
And they are certainly doing great in some areas. And that we have to appreciate that. And the point is that the leaders, they need to acknowledge that
they don't have everything.
They don't have everything. They will need a pastor or a priest. When it comes to spiritual matters.
Yes.
They will need a sociologist, they need an economist to be able to direct people.
To guide.
Yeah. Because they are put there by the people. And they are there for the people, not for themselves. So that now if they listen to those advisors, you can see some changes in various areas of our society. Like, in terms of culture, behavior change because of the culture is a dynamic thing. People, they think have to behave like our ancestors.
No,
it's not possible. The culture, what do we keep for today? Because it can't be as it was in the 18th century.
Well, we're talking about, I'm still on leaders, talking about leaders. You are from Rwanda, and after the genocide, Rwanda is now the showcase for good leadership in Africa and development in Africa. And I am wondering how many of our countries have the kind of visionary leadership that your people are enjoying in Rwanda today. Because as you even speak about leaders listening to the advisors who are sociologists and this, I'm saying, in this society, a lot of people are appointed as advisors to settle them for political support during election, not necessarily for any skills or any expertise. So a governor has 100 advisors. And they may never spend an hour or two with the governor throughout the 4 years because it's just to settle this person for political support.
From the way my own context, Rwanda, I can see that President Kagame is a good leader with a very
clear vision.
A clear vision where he wants to lead Rwanda after the genocide.
You mentioned that after the genocide, he said he wanted Rwanda to become the Singapore of Africa.
The hub of Africa, like Singapore. That was probably 15 years ago.
And it's heading towards there.
Yeah, this year we are hosting the Commonwealth Summit. To mention just one,
Yes.
that's a big one.
It's a big one, but I mean, everybody who visits Rwanda today says that there is a major transformation.
But we have in Kagame a reformer.
Yes.
A reformer is somebody with, who leads people from the front. From the front. And Kagame has been, because where we come from is from a genocide.
Yes.
So people, they need to see somebody
In front of them.
front. And what he has been doing, I think everybody is happy. Because he has a vision and we are entering into the vision. So I would call the attention to our leaders at any level to have a vision. And the vision will certainly come from the level of dissatisfaction of what is not working.
Yes.
If your level of dissatisfaction is very low, you will not change anything.
You need a high level of dissatisfaction with what is in order to have work towards a better society.
Yeah. So then when you see things are not working, you see your vision and you draw your strategies.
And as you say this, I keep wondering, is it that Nigerians are not united in seeing that things are not working? How come one set of leaders after the other, we just keep recycling leaders that don't seem to be leading us out of the mess? So I don't know what's going on, because yes, we don't have to, each country doesn't have to get to the level that Rwanda got. But how come that we are not having visionary leaders that are reformers?
We have in Nigeria. I don't know much, but what I know about leadership is about we can have so many visions, as much as we are. But what is the vision of the leader of the country? That is one. Do we know the vision of the leader? Now, the second question: has he sold that vision
to his people?
To his people, that we know it, and then we go behind him. Because what is happening is, if you don't know the direction he's taking.
Yeah.
But if you know, then you are convinced that the way Nigeria should go, you will certainly be behind him and support all the efforts till his vision will be achieved and somebody else will come and take us into another direction. Because development and the future of this country is holistic. He can take us into economic growth, another one takes us into social growth and whatever. So it's about what is the vision of the leader.
If he has a vision.
Yeah.
If he has a vision. I mean, I say that because if I go to the university, I'm saying as high level as the university now, and I say, what is the vision of the present leader of Nigeria? Or I go to a high secondary school and say, what is the vision of the governor of your state? Chances are that the students in the university or the students in the high school will have no idea. Now, so either that the leaders have no vision or the leaders have not succeeded, as you say, in selling the vision. You know.
Normally, a vision at that level, it's from a good situational analysis.
Yes.
And most of the time, they are inspired. Like President Buhari, who has been the politics of this country, I think he knows, and he must have been inspired by his advisors, and there is a vision. I can't tell what it is because I'm just 1 week here in this country, but I'm sure there is a vision. So can we read it? Can we question this? And then can we trust him? And then for this term, 5 years to come, we are behind you.
Yeah, it's now talking about religious leaders, both Christian and Muslims, our role. Our role in helping our people. Now, what do you say when many religious leaders now become a problem themselves? When many religious leaders are simply exploiting the ignorance, the gullibility of the people. I mean, you are in Nairobi, but I'm sure you read about and hear about a lot of religious leaders that are just exploiting the people's fears, their superstitions, their gullibility, their ignorance, and then the religious leaders have become super rich themselves, smiling to the bank, and the people are getting poorer and poorer.
Just want to quote what Pope Francis is saying to all leaders: to smell the odor of the sheep.
To smell the odor of the sheep. That is how to be a shepherd.
A shepherd.
You should smell your sheep.
The sheep. And there is nothing to be apologetic about. Because that is Jesus' way, to smell the odor of the sheep. And it is very important, our religious leaders, they should also remember that any leadership that is looked from your own perspective will certainly increase your stomach. I'm exaggerating a little bit.
Yes.
But the vision, the good leadership is seen from the periphery.
Seen from the periphery.
Not from
you. But from the periphery.
From the periphery. So our religious leaders, I would really call that attention that they should not look for self-aggrandizing styles, but from the perspective of where my people are. You know, leaving 99 sheep
and going after the lost sheep.
And you come carrying it on your shoulders. I think Pope Francis has it.
Pope Francis has it. We call it the preferential option for the poor. Jesus' preferential option for the poor. And then with a lot of very popular religious leaders, Christian religious leaders in Africa today, we are beginning to lose this. We are getting into an era, and I hope that that era doesn't last too long, where religious leaders are showcasing their private jets, showcasing their custom design shoes and suits, showcasing their mansions.
That is from their own perspective.
And not from the periphery.
From the periphery.
I was preaching this sometime, and somebody actually accused me of preaching the gospel of poverty. Somebody said, Father George, you are preaching the gospel of poverty. You need to be more moderate. You need to be more balanced, because Jesus Christ spoke about abundance, but you are always talking about you are always preaching the gospel of poverty. And I said,
so he was quoting John chapter 10, verse 10.
Yes.
That you have life to the full.
Life to the full.
And then you are preaching the gospel of poverty.
I say I'm preaching gospel of poverty.
You know, that person is reading the Bible from the fundamentalist perspective. Because he is forgetting Matthew chapter 5.
Blessed are the poor in spirit.
That is exactly from Luke's perspective, because he said, blessed are the poor.
Yes.
Materially speaking. Yes. While Matthew is
spirit.
The poor in spirit. So I think we need to avoid this kind of reading the Bible from just
narrow fundamentalist approach.
Because Jesus himself, what is life in abundance? It's exactly what he says in John chapter 15, verse 13, that says, greater than this, you cannot have, to give your own life for your friends.
That's life in abundance.
That's life in abundance. To give your own life for your friends. To smell the sheep, the odor of the sheep.
And to conclude this discussion, brother, if leaders mentor their people in this kind of life, meaning giving and giving in love, sacrificial love. If leaders mentor their people in that, then what we are discussing about stress level will be less. Because compassion, love, mercy, empathy, they are among the ingredients that make the stress levels go down low, right?
It's true that our leaders, they need to play their role, and the role can't be different from the good shepherdship leadership. Meaning sacrifice, dedication. I would add the third one, and trust in the Lord.
Trust in the Lord who makes things happen. Trust in the Lord.
So now, when our leaders, they lead us into that direction of self-sacrifice, of dedication to the ministry, of trusting in the Lord, we behind them, we assimilate because they are our leaders. You know, you see what they are doing, and
then we'll follow.
You are empowered. You see, somebody can make it, then we will do it.
On that note, we'll bring this segment to an end. I have been speaking with Brother Albert Nzanaboliba, who is the principal of the Marist International University College in Nairobi, Kenya. He is visiting his Marist brothers in Nigeria who run a number of schools. By the way, I have not congratulated you, congratulated the Marists who run so many schools in this country and in many countries for the ministry, the apostolate of schools that the Marists are into. It's been wonderful having you, and once again, I'd like to thank you for hosting the Psychospiritual Institute of Luke's Terra Leadership Foundation in your school in Nairobi. Thank you very much, Brother Albert.
Thank you very much, Father. I'm very happy, and I thank God for bringing me here.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And as you go to Kenya, God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.